Hi, we're here on day one of ICE at the DATA.BET stand, where I'm speaking to Thomas Donson, head of trading. We're going to be talking about, obviously, the topic of trading, one of the most important disciplines in the modern sports betting industry. Thomas, thanks for taking the time to speak with us today. How are you? How have you been finding the event so far?
Yeah, absolute pleasure. Excellent to come back to Barcelona. It's a really, really nice event. Always a pleasure to be in the city. And again, such a sizable event, lots of new opportunities for operators like ourselves and B2B feed providers. So yeah, really looking forward to what's going to be an exciting, incredibly busy 3 days.
So on the topic of trading, like I said, we're here to talk about that today. Like I said, very, very important discipline for sports betting, always has been, always will be. But then, if of your experience as head of trading at a company that deals with huge amounts of data, how much has the discipline of trading evolved over recent years, do you think?
Yeah, I've been in this industry for a long time, and we've gone through different eras of phone betting and onto the internet. And now we see another change in the way that trading is moving. We're utilizing a lot of AI in our models going forward, which requires an incredible amount of data and being very data-driven moving forward. Trading is always developing, particularly in the world of esports, for example, which DATA.BET specializes in. And this requires a huge amount of data processing. The models are constantly being updated. And it's all about now delivering more accurate markets, better pricing, and more markets that customers want at the end of the day. So player props, personalization, all comes from just more and more data that we can consume. And that's really important for us now as a trading team. How can we utilize this going forward and maximize that for the customer experience?
Obviously, you mentioned data a lot there. Like I said, that is hugely important. I mean, how significant would you say the explosion in data that we've seen in recent years, covering more sports, covering more markets and so on, how significant has that been to the evolution of trading as a discipline?
Yeah, it's really changing the industry, and then by extension, really trading is changed phenomenally. The amount of markets that we can now offer is unlimited almost. Anything that a customer wants to have a bet on, they can request a market for. The data exists. And that really allows us to go in and offer live, real-time data for hundreds of markets at any given moment, whether it be play-by-play, point-by-point. The data now exists on anything that a customer would want. And that level of, again, personalization and being able to tailor a product for what a customer wants, that's really what's changed. It's not a generic offering anymore. It's if you want to keep a customer, you have to offer them what they want. And that's something that, from a trading perspective, we really embrace now.
So building on that, and also earlier you mentioned like AI models and things like that and the importance of data to those. Could you build on this a bit more and just walk me through what the internal processes are like in DATA.BET's trading team? Like, what sets you apart from other trading teams, do you think?
DATA.BET is very data-driven, as we've said, and that's incredibly important. So we have to have very specialized traders in all the disciplines that we do. We have ex-professional players that are traders for us now that are living and breathing the sports and disciplines that we offer. And I think that's very important, particularly in esports, whereby there's a lot of changes, a lot of roster changes, and you have to really know everything in so much detail. We also have fully automated risk management systems. We have 24/7 trading support. So we allow ourselves to set up a unique system which allows us to embrace from the start to finish all the betting opportunities that we have, take in as much data as we can and apply that through the trading teams to, again, improve the product, improve the consistency of the quality of the products. And we can utilize that for our clients going forward.
So some of these practices that you've mentioned, like, having certain specialists in different areas, former professionals working with your team and so on, what are the main benefits these give your clients, do you think?
Again, it's about knowledge sharing, and because we provide feeds to a number of clients, we get a lot of information coming in from around the world. Our traders can not just obviously look at a game that's moving on a fast pace and interpret that in their own way. We have excellent AI models which assist them in that. But again, that sort of gut feeling that a trader gets and applying that history of their experience is something which you can't replicate just through pure data. So it's a bit of a hybrid, and we allow ourselves to utilize a lot of information coming in from around the world, from all of our clients, and apply that through their knowledge base of what they're seeing actually happening in the game and mix the two together. And again, that allows us to operate in much more higher operating margins, which inevitably is much more better for our clients.
And then finally, you know, we've got another huge year of sport ahead of us. We've got the World Cup taking place in the summer. How big of a task do you think the World Cup is going to be for trading teams across this industry?
It's always a huge tournament and it's always very exciting for the trading team. I think for us, it's an exciting time to bring new products to the fore. We, as DATA.BET, we're particularly going to be focusing on a lot of player prop data, a lot of in-play improvements, what we can bring. We have new features like picture in play, again, allowing betting overlays. So again, we want to make the whole experience more immersive for our clients and their customers. So for us, it's a very exciting time. It's going to be a huge period of growth for us as well, merging in all the bigger tournaments that go around that with esports and being able to cross-sell those opportunities. So it's a very exciting time for our clients, very exciting time for the traders, and very much looking forward to it.
So Otto, last time I spoke to you in Lisbon, we talked about DATA.BET's transition from esports to more traditional sports as well. How's that process been going? Have you had to initiate any significant changes at all?
The biggest challenge, I think, for me and the team is that we keep communicating that we are the leading provider in esports while we also make our full sportsbook solution available, and we keep improving that. But I think the message and there's a balance act in the message, and we need to get that right so people still see us and still understands that we are not changing from esports into classic. We're just bringing both into the market.
And then what expertise do you think you've gained from esports that pays off most in the traditional sports verticals?
So the heritage of esports trading, which is very unpredictable and I mean as fast-paced as any sports that we have, obviously gives us that capability when we look at classic sports.
And then how much opportunities for cross-selling do you think there are between esports and traditional sports?
A lot of people actually looking for the performance stability, but also the support. You know, the risk management, the support functions that comes in with the product that we have. So there's a gap in the market. If someone comes to us, just wants the esports or just wants a bit of classic, that's absolutely fine. But I think having the opportunity to sell them a full solution makes sense because again, it's what we're doing, but it's also what I'm hearing that people are looking for. So again, we are looking into operators that are seeking a better product, a better performing product, or even casino operators looking to add a sportsbook into their offering. So that's where we come in.
So you just mentioned obviously some of the operators, types of operators you're looking at working with. Can you just summarize for me what your main ambitions are for 2026?
Me personally, the focus is on LATAM quite a bit now. So LATAM is a big target. It's a big region, of course. Brazil has been the focus. We just went live with the partnership again 2 months ago. So we're very happy with that. We are serving some platforms again with a lot of traffic coming through LATAM, Brazil specifically. So we're going to keep knocking on the door for LATAM. Esports is very, very big in LATAM, but so is traditional sports, you know, your classic football and so on. So yes, it's going to be my focus for 2026 leading into 2027.